Hello and welcome back to another episode of Nick Tiffany's Movie Reviews, coming at you online and in print format at nicktiffany.com, in audio format wherever you get your podcasts, and even in video on YouTube. Today we are talking about what turned out to be a huge surprise for me personally, and we're just going to go right off the bat. It's Wonka. The prequel, the origin story, whatever you want to call it, for Willy Wonka. All year I have had big doubts over this, and it's not that I was doubting Timothee Chalamet. It's not that I was doubting director Paul King. It just felt like, we had the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. We got the Johnny Depp version. Do we need to see a young Willy Wonka? Is that going to register well with people who are fans of Gene Wilder's version? Is that going to, do kids even still read Roald Dahl in school? For all those reasons, all year I've just kind of felt like, I don't know, and then Warner Brothers is shuffling all these release dates around and Wonka gets moved around a little bit. Not so far, but it was like, okay, I don't, what does this tell me about the film? Are they confident in this? They haven't been having a great year. All things considered, went in thinking, okay, well, you know what? I know it's a musical as well. Let's just hope for the best. At least it's probably going to be a little bit fun. And truthfully, it was one of the most delightful surprises I've probably had at the movies this year. Probably second to The Holdovers, which just totally caught me off guard and, caught me by surprise, but just genuinely loved it. Wonka is it's wonderful. It really is wonderful. And I should have had more faith in Paul King. He directed the two Paddington Bear movies, which, if you haven't seen them, are also just, they're adorable. They are heartwarming. They are just so much fun. They're just genuinely like a warm, fuzzy type of film that, they're not too childlike or too cheesy, but just, ride this great line of fun humor that's lighthearted, but it's just touching stuff. So I'm happy to say that Wonka is really wonderful. And as a fan, more so, I would say, of Gene Wilder and the original Willy Wonka, Timothée Chalamet in the film, I think, really do a good job of touching on some of those eccentricities that Wilder had. These moments where he would be so beat, just joke, quip, whimsical deal. I'm having you eat a Flugelstraffel because this will make you fly. Whatever it was. It was just so rapid fire, so normal for all these bizarre sounding chocolates he wanted people to have. Sometimes moments of like scariness and rage, or just, world ending terror, briefly before, we get a light song and dance. And so if there was anything I was hoping for Chalamet's performance, it would be something kind of akin to what Gene Wilder was doing. Obviously, he's younger, maybe a little more optimistic before he starts this giant chocolate factory. But, you get an enjoyable backstory, I would say, just as far as why he loves making chocolate. You've got this cartel of chocolatiers who, call back to Slughorn and all these other guys from the novel and from the original film, trying to keep Willy out of this. And I was just at every turn delighted and just supremely entertained in this film. The music is great. It's not like Broadway musical numbers, which probably is why I enjoyed it a little bit more. Love Broadway, but sometimes for a movie, I'm like, all right, musicals are tough. Making a good musical movie is not easy. So much like the first film, there are musical numbers, but they're very light. They're lighthearted. They're tender. They're very fun. It's more silly song and dance rather than just show-stopping numbers. And that worked perfectly for this movie, because some of them, like the humor in the movie, is really goofy. It's a very silly humor, but it's great. And it works well for this world that they've created. In a world where some impossible thing is going to make you fly after eating this chocolate, everything's allowed to be a little bit absurd and silly. So I don't know. I think they did a really, really terrific job honoring the creative genius side of Roald Dahl and what he was doing with this film. They give it a lot of emotion. They give this merry band of misfits almost a chance to take on the Chocolatiers. Olivia Colman plays just a mean old woman trying to keep all these people down. It reminded me, her role kind of reminded me of Les Miserables, and the two owners of the inn and the bar and everything, the masters of the house. These two people just screwing over good people with the fine print. So there's all these little side stories and almost subplots that, again, maybe I thought would be annoying, or a film of Willy Wonka, I'd rather see this. But you see how big of a heart the character has. Just this genuine love of wanting to share this with the world. It's not about making the money. It's not about making the biggest chocolate factory in the world, but it genuinely is sharing it with people who matter the most and making sure everybody, rich, poor, young, old, has a chance to try something wonderful and made with love. I know I sound like a total sap right now, but but that's what this movie, and I think those Paddington movies, does. It's not bad to be a sap. But just genuinely, this is the type of, when people say the feel good movie of the year, this is what they mean. I feel like, I don't always buy it when people throw that word around, but feel good, you will leave this movie feeling lighter, feeling happy. I would really find it hard to believe that fans of the original would watch this and come out upset or anything. Like, I don't see a world where that really happens. And so if you were hesitant like I was, I would say go see Wonka and see it in the theaters. I think it's going to play really well there. It'll be great at home eventually, but especially as far as a Christmas time holiday deal goes, I think it'd be a great time at the movies. It's just fun. It's adorable. Watch the Paddington Bear movies as well. Timothee Chalamet continuously proving us wrong, proving he can do just about anything. He can sing, he can dance. Now he's going to ride sandworms in a couple months. Should have already been doing that now, but Warner Brothers again, always screwing the pooch. Thank you again for listening. As always, this is your home, NT Movie Reviews. For all movie news and reviews, check us out on all our social media pages, podcast platforms, and even on YouTube. We got the end of the year sprint, all the greatest, biggest Oscar players coming out. So we're just going to be churning through this stuff. So keep your eyes peeled, and thanks again for listening.